Okay, so last week I had a chat with a fellow gamer friend who called me freaking out because his in-game performance had suddenly tanked. Well, upon troubleshooting his PC, I did come to find out that in-game his CPU temperature was getting as high as 86 degrees Celsius, which in turn was causing his CPU to thermal throttle. Now, thermal throttling happens when a computer component like a CPU, GPU, and SSD cuts down on its performance in an effort to prevent overheating. And a performance throttle will be triggered when any of the mentioned components reach certain temperature limits. So for the CPU and GPU, the system will normally lower the clock speeds and voltages to try and cool them down, while as for SSDs, they normally will reduce their read and write speeds. Now, thermal throttling can happen due to many reasons, and the following are the most common factors that can contribute to thermal throttling. Reason number one could be insufficient cooling. Normally, this happens due to bad airflow, weak fans, choosing the wrong CPU cooler, and sometimes can happen because of dried out thermal paste and poor thermal paste application. Now, in the case of my aforementioned friend, his issue was that he was using the stock AMD Raid cooler, which couldn't keep up with his CPU, which is the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. Reason number two is high ambient temperatures. So basically hot environments which make it harder for your PC to run cool. So it's always nice to make sure that your room has sufficient airflow. Reason number three could be dust buildup, as I'm sure you do know that prolonged exposure to dust will eventually clog your fans and heatsink, which in turn reduce airflow. So here I will suggest you make good use of a good blower and or compressed air to clean out your PC. Now, preventing thermal throttling can be achieved by improving cooling with better fans, better heat sinks, or swapping out to an AIO liquid cooler for those higher TDP CPUs. And by the way, I did talk about TDPs and choosing the right cooler for your CPU in a previous video, so be sure to check out the video somewhere on our page. Another thing to consider is that maybe it is time for you to reapply your thermal paste, and here I will suggest the use of high quality thermal paste and thermal pads. By the way, we do sell both of these items. And finally, as they say, cleanliness is second only to godliness. So ensuring that you clean your PC regularly to make sure you get rid of any form of dust buildup. Now, if you suspect that your PC is thermal throttling, I do recommend the use of Core Temp, Hardware Info, and MSI's Afterburner, which by the way are free hardware monitoring applications to check your CPU temps. And as always, if you want to pay our shop a visit, be sure to visit our shop, which is located at Old Mutual Building along Kemadi Street, Suite 405 on the 4th floor of the building. Additionally, you can browse through our website, which is esgaming.co.ke.